Hello friends, it's Sherry from Turquoise Dreaming. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me. I'm working on my next project, so I thought I'd share the status so far. I'm having so much fun. So this is the other book or journal. It says gardening journal right here. This is how it was when I got it, just like this. I didn't add anything to the cover. This little label was already here. But this was the other book I showed when I was getting ready to start my last project. And I was deciding between this book and the Reader's Digest. And I chose the Reader's Digest because it just went so perfect with the kit from Shabby Dabby Doodah, the lovely lilacs that I was using. It went so well with that I went with that. But then I had this one out. And when I was trying to figure out what I was going to do next, I was like, well, why don't I go ahead and just make a journal out of this? I have all the purples out and the pretty papers, and so why don't I just use them up on this journal? So that's what I did. And if you remember, this had a spiral right here, like a O-ring or wire, you know, the wires that you can put on, like with a you know, the little hole punch, the bind it all. I'm trying to think of the word. I have one, but yeah, I didn't redo this or anything. This is how it was. And I took the wire out, and I decided I wanted to figure out. I kind of would have liked to leave the wire in, but you know, there's no way I could have done that. I took it out, and you know, I tried to take it out gently so that maybe I could use it again, but there's really, I just really couldn't, reuse that. So, but I did want to keep the holes here where the wire was. I just really like this little spine. And so, you know, I was going back and forth on, do I want to make a bigger spine? But I really didn't want to on this book. I wanted to keep these holes where the spiral was. I just think it's really neat. So I thought, well, I'll just make a small journal. So it was a gardening journal. And had some pretty lined pages in here, but what I have done is taken that all out, and then just what I added to the cover, there was a little price tag right here and another little like a label from the manufacturer. So I covered that up with this pretty paper right here. This is from a Scrapbook paper pad. There's a little butterfly right here and right here, and then this pretty flower. So let me just open up and show you the inside. I've got two eyelets here with this closure. It's going to be a wraparound type of thing, you know, where I have it, the fabric tied in the eyelets, and then you wrap it around when you're done, or when you want to close up your journal. Front to back and back to front is how I do it. You can do it any way you want. But let me see. I think I'm getting it backwards here. Oh yeah, that's the front. So that's goes this way, and this one goes this way, and then you know, you just wrap it around, and then you tie it together. And I'm not going to tie it together right now, but you tie it together. And I gave you, you know, this journal plenty of extra fabric, so it can wrap around and tie a nice bow, or it can be cut shorter if someone didn't like it that long. And it's tied here just in a knot, so it can actually be untied and redone how somebody might like it if they didn't like it like that. So it's just what I've done to the inside. I don't have the pages sewn in yet because I'm just started it tonight or this morning before work. I did a couple of things starting to get it ready, and then I have been working on it since I got home today. So I lined this what paper was, there was some nice paper here, but it was white. And so I said, well, that's kind of boring. So I took that same paper pad. I've been working with the same paper pad. All these papers came from the same paper pad, and they really look beautiful, and they coordinate, and they're double-sided, and they're just really pretty. And they're kind of like, they're almost, they're kind of like cardstock, but, you know, let me show you right here. They're scrapbook paper, but it's like strong scrapbook paper, so they're almost cardstocky, but they're not cardstock. They're just strong paper. So these I thought went so well inside that it almost looked like it probably came this way, but it didn't. I put these in here, okay? And I did reinforce the spine before I put the fabric in. That little spine you see, I decided to put a piece of white cardstock. It was like really more like white cardboard because it was thicker than cardstock really. And I put a small strip right here so that when you look through these little holes, you see white. Because at first I did cut a strip. Here it is right here. I'll show you. I cut a little strip of cardboard or chipboard. I was like, you know what? That's not going to, I'm going to be able to see that through here. So I decided to use white because cardboard would look a little, you know, I mean, it would be fine, but I think the white looks better with this journal. You know, you've got the purple and you've got white here and, you know, white, purple and white here. So I just thought the white looked better. So back to the inside here. So after I added this pretty paper on the inside of the cover and reinforced the spine, I added this fabric here. And then these are library pockets right here on the front and back covers. As you can see, two little library pockets. Like I said, this is double-sided paper, so I was just able to fold it up and use, you can see this was on one side of the paper and that was on the other side of the paper. Rounded the corners and just made some really pretty little pockets. These were cut aparts in the paper pad. This one says memories and this one says dream right here. And then these were cut aparts. You can see they're double-sided. But this side I would thought could be written on or used as a frame. So that's in that pocket. And this is also can be written on or used as a frame. And that's in this, and this is in this pocket. So where I'm at now is I was working on the pages. I took all these papers from the paper pack, and as you can see, they're really pretty colors and flower, you know, floral, and you know, just different colored patterns. Just really, I think they're really beautiful. So, and it reminds me of, as I was working on it, it reminded me of a Smashbook if you've ever had one. I absolutely love Smashbooks, so that's kind of what got me started in junk journaling is I had a Smashbook, and then I was like, oh, I could probably make one of these, and I started looking around and I just discovered junk journals. I was like, well, that's just like a Smashbook, even, you know, even better. You can just put all kinds of papers in it. So that's what got me started. So as I was working on this, because I was making the pages all the same size, it reminded me, and they're double-sided, it reminded me of my Smashbook, and I love Smashbooks. You've got the big pages, pretty double-sided, and you can do whatever you want. You can just treat them just like they're blank pages, really. You can put a picture on there. You can put something on there to write on, or just whatever you want. So anyway, that's where I'm at with those. And then I was gonna I was getting some other pages ready, which I have right here. So I thought I'd just, you know, share my status and then put these pages in with, you know, while I'm on camera here. So what I've got, I have two of each kind. These are coffee dyed music pages, and they're small. Like this was a small vintage music book. This is one of the ones I got from my mom that I talk about. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting these in, and I have already, let's see how many pieces of paper. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pieces of paper. So when you fold them in half, that's 14 pages, or if you count fronts and backs, that's 28 pages already, right? So I don't want to overdo this little book. You know, I want to have as many pages as I can, but I want to leave room for someone to be able to put their stuff into, because by the time somebody buys this and they put their stuff in here, this could be tripled in size. So I'm trying to be careful not to put too much in here to begin with, you know what I mean? So I am just going to put these pages in. I'm just going to go ahead and start inserting, and then, you know, if I have to cut anything down, I still can. I kind of already cut them down, and I've got all the corners rounded. So there's one music page, and these music books pages from my mom have some of her little notes in them too. They're mostly in pencil, I've noticed. So if someone wanted to erase them, they could, but I think it's kind of neat to see a musical person's notes in a music book, you know. I'm going to put this one right here. I put one in the front and then one toward the middle here. This is the middle page. I thought this was so pretty with these butterflies. So the next couple of pages I have ready are coffee dyed paper. So let's put those in. I'll put one again toward the middle. Try to make sure I rounded the corners here. These don't look so rounded. Let me round these a little bit more. I think I did 2 pages together on these coffee dye pages. That's probably why they're not as rounded as I want them to be. Let me see if I can get them a little more rounded. This is my biggest round here. Yeah, that's better. That wasn't very rounded. Okay, yeah, that's much better. Okay, so let's get this one in here. And after I get these in here, if anything's sticking out too far, up too far, I can trim it, and we'll put one near the front here. And this one these corners look good. But yeah, I don't usually make my pages all the same size, but I wanted to in here. And my last couple of journals, I kind of pretty much made all the pages the same size. I just wanted to this time, you know. That's the mood I'm in, I guess. Same size mood. And I think it's pretty to have all this big space to, you know, do what you want with. I might have got it from my December daily, because I think I made my December daily that way. I made all the pages nice and big and, you know, the same size. And I really, really enjoyed having all that room. It was really nice to have, you know, plenty of room. So let's see, we put one in the front. Let's see. Okay, we're kind of meeting in the middle here. So I think I got both of those coffee dyed pages in. So we're going to do these ledger pages next. I think I have 2 here. There's only 1 there. Let's see. Thought I had 2. I've got 2 of these and 2 graph. Well, we'll do 1 ledger for now, and if I get another one, I'll get one later. So we've got scrapbook paper, music, scrapbook paper, coffee. Oh, there's my ledger right there. Scrapbook paper, ledger, scrapbook paper. Let's put one of these, something different, not another ledger right away, you know. Coffee and scrapbook, music and scrapbook. Okay, so let's put a ledger right here. Okay, so we've got music and ledger together. And then here we can do a graph maybe. Let coffee and graph together. And then we've got lined and maybe another graph. We'll see what we end up. We might be moving these around. We'll see. And then we've got ledger. And let me see, up here, nothing with the music yet. Let me put this lined with the music. Okay, so we've got, this one only has a coffee. This one has 2, this one has 2. I'm just counting the pages in between the scrapbook papers. Okay, it looks pretty good to me. I still, you know, might or might not move them around. Let's see how many pages we have and whether I'm going to add more or not. You can see it's getting pretty chunky. That's really a lot of pages now. Let's see if I can do some math here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So 16 and 16 is 32, 33, 34. And if you double that, that would be 68. So that's a lot of pages. And then if you count fronts and backs, it's over 100, whatever, 120 something or whatever, 130. So technically that's a lot of pages, and I haven't got any pockets in there yet, or embellishments or decorations. So I don't know. I've got to think about what I'm going to do next as far as pockets and things. So that's going to be my next step. I don't know if I'll do sewing or gluing, but I've got to think about it for a minute here and figure it out. But I just wanted to share the progress so far. I thought it was coming out pretty neat and different from my last you know, several projects. And I like that it's a little book, you know, it's not a big book. My last two had 1.5-inch spines, which I love. That's kind of my favorite book size spine. But it's kind of neat to do a little one like this too. It's kind of almost like a traveler's notebook, but with a little spine, right? So, and this is about, let's see, I don't have my ruler right here. I'm gonna grab my ruler for you so I can tell you real quick. It is, I got my ruler right here. It is almost 8. It's just under 8, like 1/8 under 8 inches long, and it's about 6 inches, maybe 1/8 under 6 inches also. So a good size, you know, and it's super cute. So I'll let you go for now, and I'll let you know what I decide on the pockets and the decorations. And you know, it could just be kind of a plain journal, like a smash book, where you have all the freedom to do what you want, you know what I mean? Or I could actually even include a kit where you can put in pockets and decorations. So let me know if you have any suggestions in the comments. Should I put in pockets and decorations? Should I leave it blank and sew in the pages as is? I'm not sure what to do here. I'm going to probably have to sleep on it. So I will see y'all next time, and thanks for watching, and thanks for joining me, and don't forget to hit that subscribe if you haven't hit it yet. Thanks, and have a good night.